This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
People have always tried to find meaning in everything, especially in life. There are different standpoints on the matter. I also used to think of that, but could not find the necessary answer. However, now I understand that life is a human struggle for happiness. Noteworthy, the battle does not necessarily mean fights, pain, suffering, etc., though sometimes people have to experience these things as well. The struggle is more about enjoying life than it is about living life to the fullest. My uncle's life and even his death are the best illustrations of this kind of struggle. His experiences made me understand how to look at and overcome obstacles. Uncle Ollie was a bright and inspiring student. He was full of energy and always knew what exactly he wanted. We all believed he would become successful in whatever career he chose. He was a model for me as he understood the importance of education and development. I shared his viewpoints on lots of issues. Irrespective of the age difference, we were pretty close to my uncle. It was my last year at high school, and it was his last year at the university when he found out about his health problem. Of course, it was a horrible blow to everyone when Ollie was diagnosed with cancer. He did not expect that, and he did not even know how to react. He could not believe it was happening. He did several tests to make sure there were no mistakes. Unfortunately, the diagnosis was correct. Ollie was devastated. It seemed no one could comfort him, and he would go into his shell. However, this period lasted a few days. Soon, he became the Ollie we had known before the diagnosis. However, he would not talk about his health and diagnosis. He did not want to talk about it, and we did not dare start the conversation concerning his condition. He was a bit different but still a hardworking student and a caring family member. There was one evening when we all got together for a meal. Ollie started talking about his health and his future plans. He said he had been thinking about his life for a long time. He understood there was little hope to recover, but he was determined to continue his studies. He said he was eager to get his degree and live his life to the fullest. He also told us about his struggle with himself. He said that he had decided to continue living his everyday life. Meanwhile, he wanted to find the answer to his questions. After a while, Ollie understood that the answer to his question was life. In other words, he preferred living and achieving his goals rather than giving up and thinking of his disease and his fate. Once he understood that, he became confident and even happy. Admittedly, Ollie had many really horrible days when his pain was intolerable. He also suffered a lot, but he never complained. He kept studying and spending time with his friends and relatives. We did not talk much about Ollie's health. However, he told me once that the disease made him cherish every moment of his life. He graduated from university, and he got his degree. He was happy, and we were proud of him. Several months after the graduation, Ollie died. I lost my close friend, but his experiences and his struggle made me understand an essential thing. First, I understood that positive thinking is possible and helpful in certain situations. Ziglar and Ziglar Norman claim that living life on life's terms is crucial. Ollie had this positive attitude and managed to enjoy his life. My uncle managed to understand that it is essential to accept the things you cannot change. I also understand that being positive helps people go on. However, the major lesson my uncle taught me is his decision to remain a part of society. He did not want to be in his shell and suffer from his pain, physical and emotional. He found joy in communicating with his peers, friends, relatives, and even professors. It was a good lesson for me. There were moments when I thought I did not need anyone. I thought I was a loner, and it was better for me and my future. Clearly, I was wrong. People need society. We need other people's support and understanding. Being lonely and thinking about some problems can be dangerous for an individual. When we interact, we find the strength to go on, and we can even forget our sorrows. Now, I can confess that I have acknowledged the meaning of our life. People live to set goals and achieve them, to interact and develop human society. We all live to bring meaning to our and other people's lives. I used to look for something larger than life, but I understand that living with other people is the primary aim of any individual. I am not chasing after greater goals and predestinations now. I understand that my choices and my life have an enormous impact on other people's lives. My uncle's experiences helped me understand this. I believe this understanding can help me face any issues. I think people can handle any problem if they understand that their life is meaningful and that each day brings joy and happiness. Of course, now I also know that some tiny issues I face are nothing compared to my uncle's experiences. I understand that I can overcome any issues, and I do not get upset because of some difficulties related to my studies or personal life. Some students develop depression because of their poor marks or unanswered love. I think this is ridiculous, and they simply do not know the most horrible things. I am even a bit sorry for them as they seem unprepared to face real constraints. As far as I am concerned, I am ready to cope with any issue. At least, I have a really great example of courage and wisdom. In conclusion, I would like to note that the death of my uncle, who was young and full of energy, made me understand an essential thing. There is no point in trying to change things you cannot change. There is no point in being alone and trying to handle everything on your own. This makes people miserable. On the contrary, it is vital to remain open live among people and to interact with everyone. Now, I understand that even the most serious problems are experiences that have a certain impact on us and the rest of the world. This essay on life as a human's struggle for happiness was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.